Yeah.
Good morning, Arijit. Welcome in BEA. And
Yeah.
here is Arijit here. His full name is Arijit Hajra. He's a CEO of Think Again Lab. He's doing a very fantastic job in Kolkata, and even in AI and robotics, even to taught children in slum areas to the corporates how to become a software engineers, how to become an AI engineers, robotics engineer. He has a very good idea about it, and he's doing a very tremendous job in Kolkata. So I'd like to hear from Arijit itself. So Arijit, you can tell about yourself first.
Good morning, Sachin. Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. And thank you so much to Bihar Entrepreneurs Association to invite me for this event. And I love to talk and I love to share my journey so that we can produce more and more entrepreneurs because this world is full of problems and we entrepreneurs have to solve it. So as many as entrepreneurs will be created, the more problems will be solved. So I always love to talk about this thing, even if it's helping one people and he's becoming entrepreneur. That's what can be the great outcome of this kind of talk shows. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Welcome, Arijit. So I would
Yeah.
like to know first of your journey, when how you have started this Think Again Lab, because this is a one kind of such a lab where children are very curious in these organizations,
So
and
like
once you
Thinking Lab is not a edtech startup. So it's a little
yes.
bit different. So we are not a edtech startup. We have a education sector. We do a lots of work on education, from NASA Space App Challenge to ISRO courses, our own hands-on trainings, integrated hands-on training internship courses. There are lots of things in education sector in Thinking and Lab, but Thinking and Lab is a research lab, right? So we work on three verticals. The first one is research, where we are working with very different kind of thing called techno spirituality. It means we are replicating the natural algorithms to create technologies, right? Because whatever we do in technology right now, in robotics, in AI, internet, whatever you see around you as a technology, those are not actually any creations. These are replications of natural algorithms, right? Like in case of robotics, we use a sensor called ultrasonic sensor. So that is a replication of the echolocation technology used by bats. Bats actually use this technology to locate their pathways because they cannot see. So all the things that we actually do with technology, that is a replication from the nature. Now if we are consciously understanding those algorithms directly from nature, we can actually create technology rather than only using it. So that's our research sector, and we work on not only robotics, not only AI, we work on more than 25 technologies. I personally work on more than 25 technologies, and Think Again Lab also. And these technologies are catering over three verticals, like Web 2.0, Industry 4.0, and Web 3.0. Like in the Web 2.0 sector, we are helping. So the first one is research, the second one is development. So we are helping government, SME, startups to build their products, as well as we are developing our own innovative products for the sake of the society and all those kind of stuff using these technologies, right? So in Web 2.0, we are helping the government startups to build SaaS platforms, software based innovations, AR, VR, and all this kind of stuff, right? On Industry 4.0 sector, we are doing the robotics, AI, machine learning, 3D additive manufacturing, that 3D printing stuff, and all those kind of stuff. Data science, we are working with different foreign universities to actually help their researchers to do data science papers and all those kind of stuff, right? And Web 3.0, like in Industry 4.0, we have created Eastern India's first restaurant butler, semi-manual restaurant butler robot, that is Annapurna, that recently got featured in Dadagiri, which is hosted by Saurabh Ganguly, Dada of Bengal.
Yes,
We all know
yeah,
about him,
we are
right?
aware of it. It's a
Yeah.
very tremendous
So
job by
that
him.
was a very start product of Think Again Lab. So people know Think Again Lab for Annapurna or for robotics, because sometimes what happens, people catch things, but we are not a robotics company itself. We are a technology company, because the purpose of Think Again Lab is not to solve robotics related problems. The purpose of Think Again Lab is to help people to solve problem with technology in recent days. And that's why recently we also get into the Web 3.0 vertical as well. So we launched Bengal's first NFT. That's the name of that NFT is non-fungible bobot, right? So we have listed those NFTs in OpenSea marketplace. So we are coming up with Bengal's first metaverse very soon. Like in a few weeks, we are coming up with the Bengal's first metaverse. So it is a technology solution company. We have the patent for world cheapest VR headset. We built VR headset with 47 rupees with cardboard, and it's completely biodegradable. So if you see Thinking Lab, it seems to be very complex. But the thing is, like, for me, the technology is a tool to solve problems. Now in recent days, the problems is so complex, it's very difficult to solve a problem with one or two technologies. So if I want to become a solution oriented company, I have to be versatile in the technology domain, and that is possible because of our education sector. Now how this education sector is contributing to these two verticals, the research and the development sector. So we work with 100 plus college and universities as well as schools, right? So we are nurturing the young minds to learn things in different ways. Like our training programs, if you see the videos, if you come to our training programs, that absolutely, I can guarantee that's absolutely different from any other training programs around the world, right? So the reason behind it, like uh, the training we are providing, we are training them to become our workforce. So it's our liability that they should learn to work, not only for the examination, not only for marks or anything like that. Because why Thinking Lab is having an education sector to create our future workforce, because we know the way they are getting the skills and the degrees, that's not going to help them to become a thinker who can actually come to Thinking Lab and build certain things, or go to companies like Thinking Lab who are innovating and build certain things. So that's why we kept the education sector to create nurture these young minds. And all the people who work in Thinking Lab, they are not recruited. Most of them are not recruited. 90 to 95% people are not recruited. They have been taken fresh from the college. They have been transformed into a working workforce within the college period. So if anybody who is joining Thinking Lab in second year, first year, third year, fourth year, so when they're actually completing the college, they are not only not anymore a fresher, because they are having work experience of 2 or 3 years with us. Because in our internship program as well, we actually indulge them with real time projects. So our internship program is not like that people are coming us, pay us, getting the certificates. It's absolutely not like that. So all the interns are chosen in a way that they should have minimum level of skill, so that we can actually build certain skill on top of it, and we actually indulge them into real projects. So when they're working on real projects for 1 year or 2 year, it doesn't count whether they have completed the college or not. They are already experienced. I have to accept that fact. And that's the way we are creating these professionals, indulging them to give solutions to industries, SMEs, startups, and all those kind of people, as well as doing the research based works that we are doing on different kind of technologies. So that's how the whole scenario works for Thinking Lab.
Yes, we will proceed, Arijit. In that, there is a one question from Sandeep Singh. He is also very known to us. Many prominent persons from across the globe are saying metaverse is a bubble. Want to know your response on Arijit? Also, how can skill and education can be improved using blockchain if it is not a bubble? So we
Fantastic
want to
question.
answer
So
from your side.
that's a very wonderful question, and that's very relevant for today's trendy Web 3.0 era, right? So like in 2000, when we talk about social medias, like we have seen Orkut getting shut down, right? We have seen not people are preferring to get into Facebook or something like that frequently that we are doing today, right? Because people thought that how can a computer system can substitute a friend? That's not possible. How a non-living thing, how a electronic thing can substitute a friend? But today we can see that we didn't recognize when it actually happened. That's bad for the society, because we always need to draw a line between the technology enhancement and technology depressions, right? So we have to always draw a line, and we humans always make a error to draw that line. That's the problem. But the thing is, we have to admit that when in 2000 era we were thinking that social media is a bubble and it will burst sometime, the same mentality is actually reciprocating today also for the metaverse, right? Because if you think about metaverse, what it is, it's a software algorithm, fine enough. What is digital currency? What is Bitcoin? That is also a software algorithm, right? Nobody is actually manufacturing Bitcoin, or nobody is going to mines to get some gold to build Bitcoins. It's actually computer algorithm. Blockchain is a computer algorithm. Now the algorithm is built in certain ways that it cannot be fungible. Nobody can funge it. Nobody can steal from it till now, though there are some hypothetical things called quantum attacks that can be possible to hack a blockchain, but till now that is not implemented, so we have to take it as a hypothesis. But the thing is, like, metaverse is a bubble for few sectors. Like, suppose metaverse is a tool to enhancement your business, enhancement experience of your users, right? Now this will be used by 10-15 sectors of industry. Now, for example, after 5 years, we will see that 5 sectors is bubble that couldn't use the metaverse in the way that should be used, and that's why people are not accepting it. But on the 10 sectors, metaverse will be a big game changer, because metaverse is enabling the thing of a virtual self. When we are infusing AI, machine learning, and all those kind of stuff with metaverse, a particular digital world is getting created, right? And with simulations, with this kind of web 3.0 configurations, it's very easier to get experiences of certain environments that's very risky to go, that's very skillful to go, that's very dangerous to go. Like, suppose armies are getting trained on metaverse. So think of it, without shedding bloods, they are getting their war skills. So I am against of war. I don't want that war happens. But it doesn't mean that a country like India, or a very educated and developed country, will not have army forces and will not have trained army forces, right? But for training them, if every time a war needs to be occur, that's very difficult. And even if the war is not happening and you are creating a set for their practice in physical world, it is not that much realistic. But when you're talking about metaverse, they can actually give a proper immersive experience of a real battlefield and test the psychological skills of that soldier in that particular environment, right? The doctors, if you're training people on metaverse, uh, the doctors, nurses, they can actually see the operation happening, the body is getting open, they see the all the things are happening without shedding bloods, without actually hampering anything, without exhausting anything, right? So that's a huge sector for metaverse, and we have to understand, it's not a one day game. Technology transition is a period of time. It's not like in 2022 metaverse came into the market, everybody accepted the fact, everybody went to metaverse. No, that's not possible. So it's a transition of technology. It will take like few years, decades, but it will take that way. Because when social media was built, we knew about social media from Hollywood movies, from different writings and all those kind of stuff. And today, metaverse seems to be a bubble or very imaginary thing. But we have seen this kind of thing can happen in different movies, different, because innovation starts from arts. Scientists validate it, entrepreneurs and engineers implement it. So this is the cycle of
Right.
innovation. Now, if an artist have thought about metaverse, they created certain movies, certain plots out of it, then someday in Earth that needs to happen, because somebody has already thought about it. So lots of people have already started thinking about it and how to implement it. And when human beings have started thinking how to implement certain thing, they will do it. They are too rigid about it, right? So in that way, I can say that metaverse is seems to be a bubble, but it's not a bubble, but it's a bubble for few sectors. That's my answer.
Yes, and Arijit, now to move forward, I would like to know some information about your Annapurna robot. And
Yeah.
even I have seen a lot of Little Champ has developed mini robots in your organization centers also. Even the Little Champs also making the games and different AI-based applications in your centers. So can you please let us know about this and how we can take advantage from this?
Yeah. So like I'm showing the visions, right, about different things that I'm doing. Like people have loved Annapurna a lot, and in Bengal, Annapurna is not a robot anymore. Like when somebody calls me up, whom I don't know, maybe who are my fans or somebody like that, they just ask me, Annapurna kemon ache? How are Annapurna? They never ask how is the robot. So everybody personify my product, and as an innovator, nothing can be greater than that. That somebody is personifying your product. It's not anymore a product. It's part of their family. It's part of their brain. It's part of their thought. So that's what was my first purpose. My first purpose was not to make a business out of Annapurna and all those kind of stuff. That's why I have not sold it,
Yeah.
and I am not making a lot of money out of it. But that was not the purpose. The purpose was to build a trust about the company, build a branding, and build a vision about the company. So what is the vision with Annapurna? So my business model for Annapurna is not to sell the robots in India, right? Because
Yep.
India is a
Correct.
place we have to understand we need Indian like innovations. And if I think in India, it is very legible for lots of people to buy a 7 lakh, 8 lakh, 10 lakhs rupees robots, then it's a difficult thing because we are a near about 140, 150 crore population, right? And people are out of jobs and all those kind of stuff. Now, if I think that people will buy a lots of robots from my company, that is not a scalable business itself, and that is not good for the society as well. So, what is my business model with Annapurna? We are building world first robot renting platform. People don't need to spend their 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs rupees, but still they can convert their event into futuristic events or their any kind of activity into futuristic activity by hiring this kind of robots for a day, for a month, or something like that. And this is something going to happen absolutely new in the world. There is no platform who is renting robots. People sell robots, but
Yes.
if you are selling a robot at the rate of 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs rupees, and that is only possible if I am manufacturing in India, as because Annapurna is manufactured in India, we can sell at 7 lakhs rupees. But if you are importing it, it's like 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, something like that. The common people still will be detached from this innovation. The common people cannot afford it. But if I am renting my robot at 30,000 rupees, 40,000 rupees for a day or something like that, those people organizing a heavyweight marriage ceremony or a birthday party or science festival or government events, they can actually have the feeling of having a robot. Because before selling my robots, I need to aware people, because the first part of marketing is awareness, right? If people are not aware about my product, their problem statement, and how my product can solve their problem, nobody is going to buy my product. That's the marketing ethics. So in that regard, it takes a lots of time to build the awareness about a technology, because people are very afraid about technologies. Anything new coming in the way, it's destructive for them, right? So they have to touch it, they have to feel it, they have to laugh with it, they have to spend time with it. So I am using my prototype, because whatever Annapurna you are seeing, people are very happy about it, but I am not, because that is only the 20% of the thing that I want to build. So Annapurna or this kind of robots, what I am trying to build is a sentinel robot. So one day in Bihar Entrepreneurs Association, this kind of session will happen. Somebody will sit here and talk to you for 1 hour. After the event, he or she will introduce herself or himself as a robot to you. I want to build that robot. And that's the vision. That's what I'm trying to build. So whatever I have built so far, that is only 20%. So I can consider it as a prototype. It's not a product, right? Now I am making money out of my prototype. People have to wait, people have to invest for prototypes and build the product, then sell it, then get the money. But as because I am a bootstrapped entrepreneur, I have not taken any loans or any investment or something like that. I know how to monetize my prototype itself. So see, a whole region of people, a whole state of people are appreciating me for building a prototype. I don't even build a product so far. But still, whatever prototype we have built, we have to understand maybe it's not the best robot in the world, but it's the first robot in Bengal and Eastern India. That's a huge
Yeah.
thing. Because when you are doing something, when you are coming up something new, many people will come, they will remix it, they will upgrade it, they will build certain new things. That's fine. But the people who are coming up with the thought of doing it, they are the actual risk taker. They don't know the how the market will work, how the market will react, how people are going to tell about it. So it's a huge risk that we have taken, and people needs to remember us about that thing. And that's why people recognize Thinking Lab as a robotics company, because of this risk that we have taken. So that's the plan with Annapurna, and we are building a Annapurna dashboard. Not only Annapurna, so we are building a whole family of Annapurna, a fleet of robots, right? So my dream, so if you ask me what is your dream about Annapurna, that one day, fine morning, I will woke up and open a dashboard where I can see that today 10,000 robots has been deployed in 10,000 events in different parts of the globe, and I can see their health statistics in a single platform. So we are creating robot health management system. So every part of the robot data is coming to the single platform, so that we can enhance the robot. We can give conditional monitoring, and we can give 24 into 7 uptime for the robots. That's what we are building right now. So this is the vision with Annapurna. We are talking about green fear. That was our patent applied project. So in green fear, it's world's cheapest VR headset. We have built VR headset with cardboards that is giving absolutely same experience as very costly VRs that we find in the market. As well as not only the VR headset, we have created a whole body suit through which you can actually interact in the VR environment. As well as we have built an app through which you can walk on the moon, walk on moon and Mars platforms. Even we are coming up with different other kind of planets and all those kind of stuff. You can walk through NASA's different labs. We have created the 3D visualization of those things. You can track live satellites, and we are coming up with this kind of different apps with that VR headset as well. So that is the VR industry that we are working on. Because see, all my innovations
Yes, VR
are,
industry is very big industry, as you know.
sorry,
VR industry is very big industry. It's an upcoming market for India. Till now, the
absolutely.
Indian
And
market is not
the
grown
problem
so much.
is,
Yeah.
our India can afford in volume, but afraid if the quantity price is higher, right? And we need in volume because our population is much larger, right? So in that regard,
Yes.
if we actually talking about VR industry and how VR industry is going to revolutionize the education and skill industry as well, and travel industry as well, affording a lots of VR headset in schools, colleges, and hotels and all those places, it's very costly for them. And after a certain point of time, they couldn't afford, so they will get two for 100 people or something like that, and that is not going to revolutionize anything. So if we can provide them cheaper tools to implement VR in their schools and colleges, that can be actual solution for the implementation of VR industry in India. And that's what we are trying to do. Like if people need to buy 12,000 a body shoot for a VR environment, then it's very difficult. But if I am selling it at 2,000 or 3,000, people can afford it. So lots of students can actually get the taste of VR, and that's what is needed. And all innovations of Thinking Lab is meant for India, and meant for the people who cannot afford most costly technologies and all those kind of stuff.
Great. You are really great doing now. If you are doing such a developing such a things that is very easily available in the market and very low price, that will be really great to developing the nations. And Arijit, I would like to know about the little champs that is also going to your organization, Think and Lab, and working in Think and Lab. Can you please tell us about what are the criteria and how they come and pick up in Think and Labs and how to develop applications and all?
Yeah. So in our education sector, we first of all we do certain things. First is master classes. Second is hands-on training. So master classes. So I am talking about undergrad and postgrad and this kind of people, right? After schools we have programs. For schools we have program. So after school we are having hands-on training. We are having master class. So master class is for 1 month. Hands-on training for 3 months. Then we are having 6 months and 12 months, both kind of integrated hands-on training and internship. So anybody coming into that course, they are coming to a course and they are getting out of the course as an experienced employee, right? Experienced resource on different domains. And we provide this masterclass hands-on training and all this kind of modules for more than 25 technologies, from web design, graphics design, digital media marketing, to AI, ML, NFT, and all those kind of Web 3.0 whole domain. And those people who are teaching them, they are not teachers. They are actual engineers who actually work on those domains, right? All the people are engineers. Like those people who will teach you the robotics, they are actually the people who work on Annapurna, right? So they know how actually this technology is getting implemented in a real product, right? So this is the sector for undergrad. We provide ISRO EduSat courses. That's absolutely a free of cost course that can be done from your home, and ISRO scientists will take up the course and they will provide the certificate. We are a network institute for that particular course for undergrad. We provide NASA Space Up Challenge. It's a hackathon that happens in more than 200 plus countries all over the world. It's a space-based hackathon. So we have organizing it for last 3 years, and in 2019 and 20 we got the winner from who is mentored by Think Again Lab. On the other hand, for the school kids, we have a very interesting program. Nowadays, very wrong methodology is getting propagated in the market, in the parents community, that if your child is learning coding, he is becoming an innovator. But this is a very, very, very wrong statement, because you are also
nowadays the white hat junior is also doing the same, if you know.
Exactly. So the problem is, if I am saying that only learning coding is equals to innovation, it's same thing like success equals to mathematics. So if you are good in mathematics, then only you will be a good career and all this kind of stuff. So the same wrong methodology is being implemented in a smart way in this real society. But if we really want to create innovators, we have to expose these children to different sort of technologies during their school days so that they can choose among them. Like if we are going to buy a shirt that we are going to wear for 2 years or 3 years, we are trialing it for 2-3 times. But we don't get the opportunity to trial the career we are going to wear for 30 to 40 years. So my point is, like after 12, everybody is giving joint entrance examination or certain examination of the state boards to get into engineering, right? Now they are giving examination on the basis of PCM, physics, chemistry, mathematics. And on the basis of that marks, they are getting enrolled into engineering. Now, when they're getting into engineering, what they're learning? They're learning computer science, IT, electronics, electrical, mechanical, civil, architecture, and all those kind of stuff. Now, who has given an entrance exam on the basis of PCM? On what basis, on what ground they are actually choosing their engineering branch? It is a simple guess, or it's a pre-fact that somebody from my neighborhood get into civil engineering, so he got a job, so I will also get into civil engineering. So in this way, ununiform distribution of talent is happening in India. Like I have seen so many civil engineers sitting in computer science department, so many computer science engineers sitting in mechanical department, so many mechanical engineers sitting in electrical department. And that's how we are creating depressed and underconfident engineers who are job seekers and who wants just any kind of work they can do, because whatever they have learned in 4 years, they didn't like it and they don't want to work on that domain. So this is the simple problem statement that I define as BSSIN, being a servant syndrome induced by negativity, right? And how we are solving it? We have created 4 courses for K-12. Class 1 to 4, foundation; 5 to 7, junior innovator; 8 to 10, amateur researcher; 11, 12, master scientist. Right? Now, they are getting into this course through a scholarship program called EAT, Engineering Ability Test. Right? This is not a rejection based scholarship test. Like if somebody don't get good scores, they couldn't take the enrollment. It's not like that. But if anybody getting something higher than 30%, whatever percentage they are getting as the examination result of EAT, that much percentage of scholarship they are getting to get into the Your Wonder Kid program. So this program is named as Your Wonder Kid program, right? And it's a 1 year long program. In 1 year, we are exposing them to different technologies at a stretch with projects that is relevant to their current curriculum. For example, a class 6 or class 7 student used to know about the time and distance and this kind of calculation and mathematics in class 6, right? Now those people who are in class 6 and coming for a junior innovator course, because from 5 to 7 is junior innovator, we are teaching them how to build an obstacle detector robot. So they are using the same expression or same formula they are learning in mathematics to build a robot. So the learning is same, but the output in case of mathematics, it's a boring number. In case of ours, it's a robot. So this is actually enhancing their current curriculum as well. So it's a parallel curriculum, parallel technology curriculum to give them a breeding ground to understand which technology works in which way. Like in 1 year, we are including robotics, rocket science, space science, AI, machine learning, graphics design, digital media marketing, website, app in a proper session oriented way, right? And all are project based. They need to do certain things. Only learning is not going to help them to get anything in their life. Even if they're learning a less and doing a little bit more, that is also preferable. They don't need to know about 10 things, but they need to know how to do things rather than how to just knowing the things and all those kind of stuff. So that's the program we are offering for the K-12 students, and it's hugely appreciated among parents. The reason behind it, they can actually see the difference in their children, because when they are understanding that if I am learning this boring logic from mathematics books, tomorrow I can go and build a robot and I can beat my friends, they will eventually learn by their own self. You don't need to teach them that mathematics. That's how much transforming this education course is. And we are offering franchises in pan India, and we are planning to get into Bihar as soon as possible. If we get some invitation, if we get some leads from Bihar Entrepreneurs Association and all those kind of stuff.
Sure.
Because see, it's not about business, it's not about growing a company, it's about propagating a thought process that we Indians are the creators of technology and we will remain that. We will not be converted into the users of technologies, and that can only be possible when lots of people will come and join hands with Think Again Lab and help us to grow this idea, because it's a huge thing. I am a very small person, I am a very weak person, I cannot change the whole system by my own. So I need lots and lots of people to come and join hands with me to propagate this idea and philosophy in every nook and corner of India. And if you consider, like, I have not went for Bangalore, I have not went for Mumbai, right? If I go and open a Think Again Lab in Mumbai, I will get 10x revenue whatever I am getting today. Where I am opening in a tier 2, tier 3 cities. Like I am opening a center in Bardhaman, already opened in Bardhaman. We are opening a college in Navadvip that says no degree skill college. That's also a near about rural, and it's a city kind of stuff, tier 2 city kind of stuff. So why I'm doing it? I am losing my revenues, but I am reaching out to those places where actually I'm needed. Bangalore, there are lots of options. Mumbai, there are lots of options. what these kids will do who are in Bardhaman, who are in Shiliguri, who are in Murshidabad, who are in Navadvip, what they will do, how they will learn, who will guide them. So they need. So my vision about Thinking in Lab after 5 years, that in Eastern India at least, if somebody at night thinking of starting a new life, starting developing skills, on the next day morning they should have a Thinking lab within 1 hour traveling region of their area. There needs to be one Thinking lab where they can go, talk, express, and enroll or contribute in certain courses to actually meet their passion. Because see, Sachin, if you think that if everybody in this world is actually pursuing their passion and they can actually earn from it, how beautiful this world will be. And that is my vision about this world, and that's what why I'm doing it. Yeah.
Yes, Arjit. The thing is not to making money, but thing is also to educate people and do give something to people also. That is one of the best thing that you are doing. And we have some other questions from the various users. Now they are asking, what are the various types of sensor used in robotics?
uh, so like this is not a educational show, but still I am giving them certain inputs that will help them to understand what is a sensor, how sensor came. Like before learning anything, we need to know two things about that particular thing. One is the origin of that particular thing, second is the roadmap to learn that thing, history and geography of anything, right? So sensor is so the robot, this word is coming from a Czech word called robota, right? That means substitute of a human servant, and this word is used by a novelist, not any technologist, not any scientist. His name was Karel Capek. He was a novelist, and Rosam's Universal Robot was a novel where it was first mentioned in 1921, right? So if something is substituting a human being, that needs to have things that human beings also have, right? So in that regard, we have sense, robot have sensor. We have brain, robot have microcontroller. We have limbs, robot have actuators, right? But the difference is we have sense, like eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, all these kind of things are sense, right? Why? Because these particular organs are helping us to perceive the environment, different events of environment. Like if I am talking about skin is a temperature sensor, skin is a touch sensor, right? Eyes is a light sensor, is a vision sensor. Tongue is a taste sensor, right? So the difference between sense and sensor is sensor plus feelings equals to sense.
Okay.
Human have feelings. So far robot don't have feelings, so that's why in case of robots we call it sensor. Now what is a sensor? Sensor is a device which converts any real world event into digital numbers. Now what is a real world event? It can be light, intensity of a light, it can be change of sound, it can be like liquid, it can be water, it can be sunlight, it can be rain, it can be anything from the real world can be sensed with a sensor, right? With different kind of sensors. So how we are sensing? We are converting the light intensity into a digital number, like 100 means this much of light, 200 means this much of light. And all sensors in this world, even if the sensors used in Mars rover and all those kind of stuff, they do the same thing. They convert real world events into digital numbers, right? Now your question was, what are the different sensors in robotics, right? In robotics or in electronics, sensor are those kind of electrical components that changes their any kind of property with the change of the real world event. Like for light, what we use? LDR, light dependent resistor. So what is the LDR? LDR is a resistance. Resistance is a component which actually give a resistance to the flow of the current, right? It's a normal component. But LDR is a special kind of resistance which change its resistance value with the light intensity. So we, by measuring the resistance value, we can get how much the light intensity is changing, and that's where we can actually read the value of the light intensity. So in this way, we have developed different sensors to get different real world events, and it's not any exhaustive list that I will tell you that these 10 are sensors. Like I was talking about ultrasonic sensor that is used for distance measuring, right? There are sensors we use for Annapurna, that's very costly sensor, that is called leader, that is used for 3D localization and mapping, that is called SLAM technology, right? That's used in all kind of high graded robots that you see in Japan and China and also kind of stuff for locomotions, right? So it depends on the applications, it depends on what you want to solve. So don't know about, I will learn about all the sensors today or in 1 month. It's not possible because it's not an exhaustive list. Maybe for certain things, you have to create your own sensor. Now, if you understand my words, what I have told in last 5 minutes, you can actually build your own sensor. Like I am giving you an example. I was talking about the world cheapest body VR suit, right? The finger trackers, the finger movement trackers we have built with Sprite can, right? We have cut the Sprite can, so we get some metallic strips that is flexible, so we use that thing to actually get the grip and all kind of data from our hands. So we build sensors with this kind of scrap materials. So sensor is nothing but a component, real world component, that can help you to measure a real world event, as simple as that. Like for example, if you, for example, right, it's not a robotic sensor. So if you
Yes.
are keeping, like we all have seen Jurassic Park, right? So in
Yes.
Jurassic Park, they have put a glass of water or liquid in a car to understand if any dinosaur is coming towards them, because it creates a vibration. So in this case, this water is a vibration sensor.
Okay.
So sensor is anything that you can use to sense a real world event. That's how I understand robotics, because I am a very dumb guy, so I understand things in a very simpler way, and I teach in this way. Because if I am telling you, if I am teaching you 100 of sensors but not giving this lesson, you cannot build the 101th, right? So that's the reason. And after this, you can go to Google and find out. So suppose you are building an automatic night lamp, so you will go to the Google and find I need a light sensor. So whenever you are writing light sensor, you will get lots of options. You don't need to go and ask me. So that's how you can be self dependent and self learner, right?
Great.
Yeah,
And till now, very good expressing about the robotic sensors and robot locomotions. Arjit, I would like to thank you very much to joining us today.
thank you so
And
much.
we as always help you in all the aspects what you want from our end.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely,
most welcome in Bihar. I hope you will expand your thinking lab in Bihar also, in BA
absolutely,
also.
absolutely. Any day,
Definitely.
any day.
Always BA helps. I would like to some conversations in Hindi here also, because some of the people is also not aware about the English. हम लोग ऐसे क्षेत्र से आते हैं जहाँ पे लोग रूरल एरिया से भी हमें सुन रहे हैं अभी, और
एकदम एकदम
वो लोग ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको रोबोटिक्स के डिफिनीशंस पता नहीं है, लेकिन दे हैव ईगरनेस टू नो अबाउट द टेक्नोलॉजी एंड रोबोटिक्स, वो आगे आने चाहते हैं. कुछ कुछ बच्चे ऐसे हैं जो देख रहे हैं बट उनको काफी ईगरनेस है कि मैं भी रोबोटिक्स में आऊँ, मैं भी एएमएल लर्निंग टेक्नोलॉजीज इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजी पे काम करूँ. सो ये एक ऐसा सेशन है अरिजीत जो आपने बताया इतने देरों में, इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें आपने बता दी, नॉट ओनली फॉर स्कूल ग्रेजुएट्स जो टेक्नोलॉजी को सिर्फ जानते थे, सुनते थे, अब वो कुछ सोचेंगे टेक्नोलॉजी में करने के लिए. और आप एक ऐसे इंस्पिरेशन हो जहाँ पे इस रीजन में आपने जो अन्नपूर्णा डेवलप किया है, नॉट ओनली सौरभ गांगुली जी ने आपको अप्रिशिएशन दिया, नासा से आपको अप्रिशिएशन मिला, आपने बहुत ही अच्छा काम किया है और हमारी शुभकामनाएं आपके साथ है.
थैंक यू
आप
सो मच.
और आगे ग्रो करें, और बीए आपको हर तरफ से सहायता करेगी. ना सिर्फ बीए ये बोलती है, बल्कि बीए बिहार के सभी एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को हमारे बीए में फ्री हैंड होल्डिंग और मेंटरी दिया जाता है. बट ये
Fantastic.
अपॉइंटमेंट बेसिस पे है, हमेशा लोग अपॉइंटमेंट लेके भी ये विजिट करते हैं, तभी जो चीफ सेक्रेटरी जनरल है वो उनको गाइड करते हैं, मेंटरिंग्स करते हैं। और हम लोग एक ऐसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो एक पैसा भी किसी चार्ज नहीं के मेंटरशिप पे मेंबरशिप बेस्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, जहाँ लोग मेंबरशिप से ही हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलती है। और हैंड एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को हैंड होल्डिंग और मेंटरिंग एक ऐसे सब्जेक्ट्स है जो हर सेक्टर्स में हम लोग उनको देते हैं। और जैसा आपने बताया अरिजीत कि आप जैसे आईटी और टेक्नोलॉजी और रोबोटिक्स सेक्टर से हो, so we most welcome you to Bihar Enterprise Associations. Always
Absolutely.
get times to
Absolutely. I'll
visit
be
the
glad to join.
organizations.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Arijit, for joining
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.